Hello there and welcome back to Satisfactory. Yes, we're back on Satisfactory once again, going to be continuing our single player playthrough. But first, you know what time it is. We've got to talk about Boosteroid, the cloud gaming service that we're going to be using to play this game today. Uh, yes. So, before we even do that, there's a link down in the description below that should you wish to get a subscription to Boosteroid, you can use that link and if you decide to use that link, I do thank you because you do help out the channel. Anyway, let's go ahead and get on into this. Let's go. Boosteroid is a cloud gaming service that allows you to play your PC games on pretty much any device. This includes mobile devices such as cell phones and tablets, all the way up to some smart televisions, and including desktops and laptops. It doesn't matter. Any of the devices that they support, you can use Boosteroid to play those PC games, and you don't have to worry about your hardware and having, amazing hardware for gaming and stuff like that. You just let Boosteroid worry about that instead, connecting to one of their very good gaming PCs and stuff like that. And this can be either done through one of the various applications that they provide for your current device that you're trying to use, or you can go through the browser with some devices, such as desktops and laptops. It's very easy to do. You just go and sign up or sign in to Boosteroid onto your account, and you find the game you want to play, and you just click play. It is easy and as simple as that. Now, internet connection is very, very important when it comes to Boosteroid, or to any gaming service out there. You need a very good internet connection in order to use this type of service, because you're not only receiving information, the stream of the game that you're playing, you're also sending information out. This is your inputs. So when you're inputting whatever device you're using, you're inputting those controls into the game. Those are being sent to a gaming PC, and then the results of those inputs are then being streamed back to you of the game and the results of your inputs within a matter of milliseconds. So internet connection is very, very important when it comes to speed. They recommend 25 megabits of download speed, and less than 20 milliseconds of latency. So latency is not as important unless you're playing competitive multiplayer. So if you're doing anything that happens to be competitive multiplayer, such as games, such as the games you see here, some of them like World of Tanks and whatnot, where pretty much every second counts. You want that millisecond to be as low as possible. But if you're playing single player or co-op games, online co-op or whatnot, that's not really as important, of course. I usually run about 80 milliseconds is what mine, or about 60 to 80 milliseconds, depending on the day, of course. Um, but yeah, it's not as important because, you're not going to you won't really notice it even then. Like 50, 60 milliseconds, you're not going to notice any input lag or anything like that. It's when you get up into the 80s and 90s and even hundreds is where you might start to notice a little bit of, mishap going on. But it is one of them things. So, yeah, like I said, internet connection is very, very important. But if you just don't have the milliseconds to play or to be under the 20 millisecond mark, that's okay. Just as long as you have over the 25 gigabytes of download speed. But the higher the better, of course, and the more smooth your experience is going to be while using the Boosteroid platform. Boosteroid also supports many, many games. As you can see here, you can sit here and scroll forever. Now I'm using Opera GX in order to run my Boosteroid. Just using a browser is just so much easier for me. I do have a gaming PC, but it is nice to not have to use the hardware, considering my hardware is very old and very out of date. So it's nice to be able to do that. But yeah, you've got tons of games available and whatnot. As you're scrolling through these games, like I said, no installation is required onto your device, so you don't have to worry about storage space either. Like I said, the only thing you got to worry about is internet connection. But as you're scrolling through these games, you're going to notice a few different things. So there's a few different things, like you're going to notice there's like the Steam icon and the Epic Games icon. That basically just means that this is the Steam version of this game, this is the Epic version of this game, and whatnot. So that's just on those stores, Steam and Epic being the big ones. And if you notice any other icons, those are mostly on the free games and stuff like that. You'll just notice the icon for the developer usually, if it doesn't have a platform like Steam or Epic. And you might even start noticing these newer ones, which is the Xbox logo and stuff like that. They did a deal with Microsoft, and they're adding games from the Xbox stuff. So really awesome, really cool stuff going on. You're going to notice a few different other things too, like I mentioned, the free underneath the free one, and then you got the license required here. So with any of these games, if it says free, or if it doesn't matter if it says free or if it says license required, you do got to have a subscription to Boosteroid in order to play those games. And you're probably wondering why, and this is just because you're still using their servers and their computer, their hardware, in order to play that game, no matter if it's free or not. So that is why. Because you're still having to access that computer in order to play that, because these are all PC games for the most part. So, but the license required, basically all that means is that you need to own the game in order to play it. So I like to use SnowRunner as an example. So if you're searching for a very specific game, you can scroll through the list, or you can search up here. I like to use SnowRunner, like I said, as an example for most of this, because it's got two different versions. They've got the Steam version of SnowRunner, and they've got the Epic version of SnowRunner. When you click that play on whichever version, it's going to take you to the Steam or the Epic, depending on which one you clicked or which one you tapped, or however you're doing it. When you're at least when you're in the browser and stuff like that. So click play, and it's going to take you to the login, and you're going to log into your account either through Steam or Epic, and then it's going to launch the game. So if you don't own the game, it's not going to launch, of course. But yeah, that's pretty much that. If you have this, you see this little plus icon here, that just adds it to your library, which you can go over to the My Games section. And once that pops up there, you will see that all the games that you've clicked that little plus icon are all going to pop up here. Like I said, you can search for it or look through their library and stuff like that. But one of the things that they did add recently, this was a little while ago. It was still recent enough. If you link your Steam account to Boosteroid, you can it'll automatically look through your library of games, pull all the games that Boosteroid supports, and puts it all into your games library. So that is a pretty cool neat little feature there as well. All right, then there's also a few things to mention just real quick here. On some of these games, you're going to notice, like when you click on when you're looking at a very specific game, you see this here. You're going to notice that it says cloud saves. That's one of the things there. So just like if you were on your computer playing that game, when you exit the game is going to then save to the cloud either through Steam or Epic's cloud service, and it'll be saved to their servers, that save. So this is very important, because Boosteroid, that's how it gets your save for those games, is it pulls it from that. It has they have access to the cloud servers on Steam and Epic, so they pull your save and then that loads it up onto the computer that you're playing, and then you can continue to play your game, whether you're no matter what. So that's pretty much how that works. But you might come across this. This is one of the things, is games like Dyson Sphere Program. You're going to notice this is in yellow. So this says local saves, and basically your progress is saved with the Boosteroid servers, because before it can't pull a game. It can't pull a game save that isn't saved to the cloud, and the developers of Dyson Sphere Program did not include that in their game to have the cloud saves. So you basically, if you go to play this on Boosteroid, you're going to have to start a new game. But if you do start that brand new game and you save, it's going to save to Boosteroid servers instead, and then you can then it'll pull that save from there. So. Which is a really cool little thing. They didn't have to add that, and they did. So, really nice for these specific types of games. It's very few and far in between. You may not ever run into this ever at all, or very rare, but that's pretty much how that is. So that's basically the explanation of that. So one other thing too is the reason that Boosteroid um, has to pull from those cloud saves is because Boosteroid does not have access to your personal computer and your files. So um, that basically means that they can only pull from the internet, from the cloud, of that stuff that gets uploaded. So this also means that mods and third-party software not supported. Games like Satisfactory has a Satisfactory mod manager. That's a third-party software in order to run mods, and they don't allow that. So they just want you to play the game as intended. However, there are a few exceptions to the rule. One of them is Steam Workshop. I don't know how Epic does it, how the Epic Store does it, but Steam, you've got the Steam Workshop, and a lot of the time you'll go to play a game on a PC that you don't normally play on. The Steam's going to recognize that the mods that you had downloaded for that game, for that save, are not there, and then you can go and retrieve those, or it'll automatically do it for you in those cases. So that's a whole nother thing. The other thing that is kind of exception to the rule is games like SnowRunner here. SnowRunner has a built-in mod manager, and you're connected to the internet, so you just get your mods for your save that way. Um, so, but that's kind of the only exceptions to that rule. Most games require you to either manually install mods or go through a mod manager, like I mentioned, and that stuff is not supported. So you don't have access to the computer you're playing on, only the access of the game itself. So the game and the store that you're accessing, of course. All right, so that's pretty much explains that. There is one more thing I would like to mention as well before we move on, is they do have a network speed tester here. Basically, what it does is it just tests your network versus your closest server that you can connect to, that Boosteroid owns, and this will just test your network connection versus their server, and it'll basically give you an idea, kind of like a buyer's information type deal, before you go and get a subscription to see if your internet connection is going to be able to do it. And Boosteroid will give you they'll give you a few tips and stuff to improve your connection if it's kind of poor or whatnot, or give you the green light, that kind of thing. So really cool that if you're ever having any kind of issues with Boosteroid, you got questions of any sort, or you want to report bugs or kind of anything like that, there's a few different things you can do. That you can also recommend games as well during certain ones, but you can click this little question mark here, which is going to basically pull up a new tab if you're on a browser or whatever, and however the different applications and stuff do it. But basically, this is the help center, so you can type in a question up here, and that will then link you to a few different articles, or you could just click through and try to find what you're looking for as well. And they just general tips and all kinds of other cool stuff. So just a general help. Now, if you do have a subscription to Boosteroid, you can use this little pop-out tab here. I don't know if might be on just on the PC, but yeah, you can click this little pop-out tab here. You follow the on-screen instructions of this little side window that pulls out, and basically they verify your account that you have a subscription, and then you can then use that as a means of getting help, because it's a live chat service agent. So you can get help through there, or you can request games through there, all kinds of stuff. They have a few different things, like calling into a call center, just much easier and much faster. So, and you're connected to a live person pretty darn quickly, except for you're not talking to them, you're typing to them. But yeah, and it's a pretty awesome option. They can also see live data. They have access to the PC you're connected to if you're having issues with a certain game or whatever, and they can help you with that too. So that's one of the other ways to get help. And then as well. So, and if you are not aware, they do have a Discord channel where you'll find my videos and others as well of the partnership program, uploading videos, informational videos, gameplay videos like I do, all kinds of stuff. There's plenty of people on there that are posting videos about Boosteroid, showing off Boosteroid, stuff like that, just like the video you're watching now, and whatnot. And you can see how Boosteroid performs on different games and whatnot, and compared to other services out there, and all kinds of cool stuff. So you can definitely all find that over on the YouTube channel, there on the Discord or the YouTube. Yeah, it's the YouTube text channel. So there you go. Okay, then, so moving on over to pricing. This is pretty much the pricing section of Boosteroid. And the last little section, a bit of this ad, of course, and whatnot. So basically, if you don't know what this little symbol is, this is a euro symbol. They deal in euros because their main headquarters for Boosteroid is based out of Ukraine, so they use euros over there. This is 9.89 euros per month, and then you can click the 12-month option, and then you've also got the 89.89, which is a yearly payment. So both of these are one-time payments. You pay a month or you pay a year. There is no difference between these two options, as you can see here. You get the basic VM, which is a virtual machine. You get up to 1080p for the streaming quality, depending on your internet connection as well. If you have a poor internet connection, you may not get that 1080p. But yeah, if you have a decent enough internet connection, you're going to get that. And then up to the 60 FPS for that stream. So if you are just starting out and you're not really sure to what to expect, I would recommend the 1 month option. Just to kind of test it out, just in case things don't work out, that kind of stuff. It's not the, huge thing, but I would definitely recommend the 1 month. But if you're comfortable with it and whatnot, and then maybe I move on to the 12 months. So for rough translation, this is roughly $10.80 US. And this one for rough translation is just under $100. So, and that's pretty much that. And like I said, that's what these are just your options here. The other option they don't list, which I wish they would, is that Boosteroid has an edge over their competition. They offer limitless game session time, so you can play your games for 5 minutes or 5 hours. They don't care. Just as long as you are playing the game, they'll let you play for as long as you want, which is good for us content creators. So this option over here, I'm not addressing it because it's not available, but yeah, can't wait for that. You get the high-end virtual machine plus the ray tracing, and then you get up to 4K, and then basically unlimited FPS. So really cool there, but this one's pretty good too. And for most phones, this one will do you more than good, because most phones, got the tiny screen, and if you're doing 1080p, that looks like a freaking 4K television in your hand. That's my opinion. But if you do have a discount code or discount coupon code, or you have a subscription, you can enter those down here. Now the way the discounts work, if you do have that discount code, you enter it down here and click the apply, and then that'll apply that to the appropriate option with the appropriate discount, and then you go and purchase it. So that's pretty much how that works as well. Alright then, and I'm pretty sure people ask, what do you get paid to promote Boosteroid and stuff like that, and the quick answer is I don't get paid. So yeah, for Boosteroid, I do not get paid for that. The thing I get out of it by promoting Boosteroid on my channel is Boosteroid promotes my channel on their Discord. So I'm very thankful for that, and in exchange, I promote their service. So that's pretty much the long and short of the whole partnership. So pretty cool, and you're not seeing any of the other ones or any other companies coming to me on my small channel. So very awesome, and thank you to Boosteroid for allowing me to be part of the partnership program. All right, let's get back to the game. Alrighty then. Well, wasn't that fun? Yeah, I need to freaking shorten that ad, but yeah, still waiting on that other thing. However, so first, if you have not heard, Satisfactory 1.0, the 1.0 version of this, the full release version of this game, is coming out September 10th. And when that comes out, we're going to be starting a brand new game. We're going to dispose of this game and start a brand new one, and then that is going to be the main series on my channel. Along with using Boosteroid to play that game on the weekends. Speaking of, hopefully y'all had yourselves a great weekend. I know I'm a bit late to the I'm a bit late to the thing this time, this weekend around. Just it was a very hot day and very exhausting day, so yeah, decided just to wait until it was cooler to be able to record. We're out of oh yes, automated wire. Yep. So we're out of automated wire because we're not making enough. And it's not because of the machines. Oh no, it is because of our cable. Our cable is as you can see, it's not great. That is not anywhere near enough cable to be coming in. So just like we had discussed last time. Ooh, jeez. Just like we had discussed last time. What did we do last time, speaking of? Last time, I believe, we finished up getting ready for these... was it this? Yeah, we had finished making a factory for... Or finished up the factory for this, I believe. Oh no, we did some reworking, didn't we? Yeah, we did kind of help out that factory a little bit too, but the main thing is we did the rework on the rotors, which we're using, which are building over here. Yep, we had done the rework on the rotors, which is this brand new factory over here with these 3 machines, making us a big old box of rotors or frames. This one's frames. We redid the rotors too, didn't we? No, the rotors over there. No, it was the frames. Okay, I'm confused. We're using a different recipe too. We're using the we're using the normal modular frame recipe, I guess then. I thought we were using a different recipe. Modular frame. No, we are, because are we? No, we're using. Yeah, we are using the normal one. Okay, we're using the standard recipe because yes, getting steel pipes over here was a pain in the butt. That's right. Okay, it's hard to remember from week to week sometimes, especially when you got so many factory games going on. Because we've got Satisfactory, we've got Foundry, and we've got Factorio now too going on. So yeah, it's hard to remember all the different bits of all these different factory games. But yeah, as I was saying, we're going to be completely starting a brand new game, and then on the weekends, we're going to be playing we're going to be playing our main series game using the Boosteroid platform. So on the weekends, which is pretty cool, and hopefully, and I guess maybe that'll be the point. I guess if Boosteroid doesn't get their if they don't get their other thing they've been trying to do done yet for that, then I'm not going to say what it is, but yeah, for that, I guess if they don't get that done, then when 1.0 comes out, we'll redo the ad, make it much shorter. I've been trying to write a script for it and everything, like because that one was just kind of off the cuff type deal. I mean, I'd been doing I'd been doing no script, no written speech or anything for that ad for a long time, so I just kind of did what I usually did. But yeah, I'm gonna have to write a script and everything so that I don't, because that's what happens whenever I go to explain something. I always way over explain it, and I go into details about it, even give you maybe a little tutorial in there, all kinds of stuff, and that's why the damn ad is so long. So yeah, we're going to be getting rid of that when 1.0 comes out. We'll say that then. That sounds like a good idea. And as you can see, I never have a plan. I just kind of come up with plans as I go along. But anyway, so that was last time. We had redone the modular frames for the heavy modular frames. Then we built the heavy modular frame factory to then make for the adaptive control units. And then we found out that we weren't making enough cable. So today is going to be completely tearing down this entire wire and cable factory that's just sitting on the sand. It's finally time to tear it all down and to start anew. Let's see. As well as I think I'm going to get rid of this wire connection right here. Whoops, I'm about out of fuel. There we go. Or I was about out of usage. Is we're going to take down this pole right here, and we're going to connect it from over there instead. I think that's a better plan. But yeah, like I said, this game really doesn't matter. It's just to fill the void until 1.0 comes out. So yeah. Um, yeah, which I can't wait to get into. They just released a video, by the way. This is the reason. That's the other reason I'm talking about it. Is they? Oops. Give me that. I need that. I need that. Is they just released a video a few days ago on Satisfactory 1.0, and yeah, it was an amazing video. I couldn't contain my excitement. There was so much in that video. I'm not going to spoil anything, but there was so much revealed in that video alone. There was so much revealed that yeah, I as giddy as a schoolgirl on prom night. This is freaking like I want to play it so bad. I'm like, I need this in my life. It's one of those type of deals. I guess you can only truly understand if you're a gamer, especially when you've been playing Satisfactory for a long time, and you see something like that, you're just like, I need this in my life. If I don't have this very soon, I'm going to pass away. I'm going to pass away very, very soon. Let's see. That's centered, and that's centered. Yeah, because if I move it this way, and that centers it. If I move it this way, yeah, okay. Yeah. So yeah, we'll go from over here, and then hopefully we can connect to that over there. Good. Cool. And that'll be our new connection point. And then we'll get rid of this power pole here and that power pole there. And the reason we need to remove these power poles anyway is because, yeah, we need to redo the cable factory. It just needs to be redone completely. So, yeah. And that way our steel factory doesn't run out of power anymore either. Okay. Oh, and as well too, I mean, playing this game at night, late night, early morning type deal. There's a lot less people on the internet in my neighborhood, so I get a little bit more internet. See, this is a Mark II. Yeah, okay. So yeah, this one was still off of. It's got upgraded belts, but the containers and stuff. So production. We'll just go organization. Oh yeah, we unlocked some new stuff because we had some more tickets. Like I said, as soon as when you're playing this game, and if you want tickets, it's like as soon as you unlock Caterium and the ability to make Caterium wire, immediately put it into a sink. Make a bunch of it, make a decent sized factory, and get a bunch of it in there. And you will thank yourself later, because it'll just continue to sink as you play the rest of the game. It's so worth it. Alright. Yeah, there's no wire in here whatsoever. Okay. We're gonna have to tear down this entire factory. We have to move the wire out. Yeah, all of the wire needs to go. I put up 2 containers, one for cable, one for wire, but I guess we didn't need it. Of course, I'm also putting my own wire in there. This one is still feeding? Give me that. So I'm feeding into the box I'm trying to empty. Alright. Yeah, let's go ahead and get rid of this factory real quick. Alrighty. Now that all that is gone, and we got a nice, fresh, blank canvas. Looking pretty good. I think this should be enough space. If not, I think we can go one more foundation. I'm actually not sure about that. We'll have to see, though. We'll have to see. But, yep, I brought it up this high because of the sand dune. The sand dune is actually not that steep. It's pretty, the slope is pretty tame, so, yeah, it just ended up that way. That's why I had to go so high. I also completely redid this belt line, this belt work here. Removed all the below sections, so now it's up on this level. And then it goes and turns the corner. Everything's on foundation there as well. I might end up connecting this at some point and making this a thing, but our input for the cable is going to be right there. And I also completely removed the what are they called? The stator factory. The stator factory is going to be on this side, I think. Because we still got the steel pipe going right to there, so we could still use that steel pipe. It's no big deal. But yeah, the stator factory can be on the other side of this kind of bus line that we got going on here. But yeah, let's get to work, shall we? All right. So how much are we producing here? We need to figure that out first. So we're producing 300 per minute, and that is max. That Mark II miner. It is a Mark II miner. That can go. We don't have Mark IIIs yet. So let's go production. We're gonna need smelters. I should have took stock of how much cable I was making. Well, how much do we need? How many stators do we need per minute? I guess we should figure that out first, and then we can work. We'll work backwards. Most of the factories, if you want to figure out how stuff is going to work and whatnot and what you need, definitely work backwards. So we need 8 stators per minute, because I believe this one was the stator line. This empty line right here. So it goes down this way. Yeah, you can see there's some stators left on there, even though those stators aren't actually there. Yeah, so yeah, and the stators. I'm just making sure they don't go any. Oh yeah, motors. So we need. How many did I say? 4 per minute. 4 per minute times 2, so that's 8. 8 per minute plus the motor factory, 10. So that's 18, 28. I'm just thinking about adding another motor factory maybe later. Well, actually, no, it ain't gonna matter. So we'll just do exact numbers. So we need 18 stators per minute. You know what? Let's start with the stator factory as well. So what we'll do is I'm just gonna widen this one more. Here, just kind of go underneath this section here, and then I should have the availability to connect. Yeah, here we go. And we'll just run this all the way up to there. So yeah, still a bit of sand on the old foundation. Plus, this can be used later on too. So, out of concrete. And you know what happens when we're out of concrete? We go and get more concrete. Yeah, it's over at the concrete factory, which actually isn't that big. Yeah, grab a couple stacks. Yeah, these are very expensive. I wonder if the prices are going to be the same, or I wonder if the material cost is going to be the same as it was before. If they're gonna change some stuff around. I mean, as far as like the building. I mean, I know they're adding some more decoration pieces and whatnot. So invalid placement. Oh, hello there, limestone. A little limestone nugget, just hanging out in sand here. In our way, and you have to get rid of it, which I never did understand why you had to get rid of this in order to build the foundation. I never did understand that, because you can build foundations directly on the nodes. See, I can... There, I'll show you. Give me... Yes. So I can build it directly on the node. Yeah, I don't understand why you had to get rid of those nuggets in order to do that. Just cover them up. I mean, it is what it is. It's one of those things that we'll never understand. I can understand not putting it on creatures, but yeah, whatever. So that'll work there, and then we're going to pull back this here, because we're probably going to need more than one factory. Because I don't think we were producing what we needed anyway. So maybe it's time to work on that. And we'll put this here. I guess I didn't need to move the thing. Okay. So alternate the quick wire stator, which we've unlocked before. We need quick wire for that, though. We're not producing quick wire anywhere near here. So we're just going to go with the standard recipe, which is 5 per minute. And we needed 18. So let's go ahead and overclock this. Yep, 12.5. Yeah, we were not producing what we needed. Throw down another one. Just a regular stator. Overclock it to the max, to the moon. So let's make 25. Let's make 25. Why not? I mean, to be honest, does it really matter? Okay, and then we'll do logistic. No, it's going to be organization, industrial container. Let's go lock that in. Yeah, that's actually exactly where I needed it. There. Cool. Then we'll do 8. A bit of a merger. Oh yeah, by the way, when I was tearing apart that the cable factory, or the wire factory, whatever, the wire cable factory, there was a lot of Mark 1 builds, Mark 1s and Mark 3s that I just could not get to. Yeah, just because I just could not get to them. It was hilarious. I was just like, man, that thing was super inefficient then. Because of that. Hilarious. Oh, whoops. I'll just do this. There we go. Those are both set to stator factory. Yep. Alright, let's get some power real quick. Might as well get that done while I'm thinking about it. Autosave lag. I don't even have that much, and then we're getting autosave lag. Well, I mean, I am playing on a computer that's based in France right now, so. And the only reason I know that is because when you sign into a computer through Boosteroid with Steam, and we'll just connect that right over there. Oh, actually, yeah, those are in a pretty good spot. Whoops. I completely missed. And that spitter's laughing at me. But yeah, when you connect to a computer like that remotely, and you need that little code thing that you get in your email, you get a little email with the code to give it that computer temporary access. Yeah, it was telling me that it was a computer, or from a location in France. I don't know. It is interesting, because they're based out of Ukraine. So I mean, I don't know how things work over there, so I'm not even gonna really comment on it. But yeah, anyway, that works. Okay. So we got our stairs. So how much wire do we need per minute? We need 200 wire per minute. And we also need the steel pipes. Oh yeah, let's get our stuff going. So 9. Yeah, 9. Okay. We'll put the wire on the bottom. That'll be the most convenient. Because the pipes are up on that. The pipes are called. The pipes are up on that second level there. So like that. And bang, bang. This is just if we need to, we can expand it later. Okay. That one. Connect that one, and then we take a 4. just need to connect between the two. There. And there. This was one of the last factories that was actually on the sand, wasn't it? Everything else is on foundation. Yeah. Well, actually, the only factory that's not on sand now, or that's not on foundations right now, is the smart plating. The smart plating is the only one still on the sand. That's because it's one freaking machine, so it's just like... right now, is that really needed? Is that really necessary? Okay. Ah! Get back up. Okay, so then we're going to immediately take this way. Because the place we need to aim for is right here. Yep, that empty belt right there. So where's this belt at? This belt is here. So... I think that'll do. So will that do? Yes. We'd probably even go up one higher, huh? So. It's because of the height difference. Yeah. Yeah, totally. It's a little higher than it needed to be, but it's alright. And that makes things a little bit easier. Actually, why don't we go, since we're going up that high, why don't we just take out of the top instead? Then we don't even need the lift. Works for me. There we go. Alright, so that's the stator factory pretty much built. Yeah, we got all the belts and everything. Yep, okay, cool. Then, like I said, yeah, we'll bring in the... So the pipes need to come back. Come back pipes. Here. And then we're going to have to go along here. To... Save lag. I think roughly there. Ish. No, that wasn't far enough. There we go. Steel pipes going in. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. We're coming off of a non-gridded line to a gridded line, so... Alright, so there those go into... Going into the machines. Now we just gotta get the wire done. Okay, so wire is simple enough. We might have to bring in more copper. Depending on what we need here. So let's see. Let's go over here. So we need 200 wire per minute, and that's just for this. Production. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have a smelter line. Right here. We'll have a smelter line here. Is that locked in? Yep. Okay. So I'm just going to put down a few. So we'll have our smelter line there. And then our production line of constructors directly in front of it, pretty much. Wow, really? Yep, that refuses to be placed. Okay. That's alright. We got plenty of room here. This one's going to be doing... all of these are going to be doing wire on the first lane here. So we're going to overclock it, and we're going to see how much wire we can get out of this. 75. Okay. So 75. which needs 37.5 copper ingots. Okay. So we could split, one of these smelters could be split to do multiple. Like, remove this. Yeah, because these smelters, copper, yeah, these smelters can be upped by quite a bit, like 75. They can do 75 freaking ingots per minute, so we can definitely up one of those. Have one of those serving multiple wire machines. Yeah, because 75, is 75, it's divided by 2, isn't it? Yeah, 37.5, that's perfect, okay. So one smelter can handle 2 of these. That's just fine with me. Yeah. So then our next smelter, and how much wire is that? That's 75. Yeah, 75. Let's replace that. Location. It's 150. All right. And this one is 75 ingots per minute, or 75 copper ore per minute. How many smelters can we have? We take 300, divide that by 75. Four smelters max. So we're going to be making max. I just needed to know. Or we're going to try to make max anyway. Okay, can we fit? Yeah, we can fit one more smelter on this side. That's 3. Okay, and then over here, fit 4. Alright, so that'll be more than enough, for, at least for the stators anyway. It's 8 wire machines, which is perfect. Okay, now I need to find a wire machine with the recipe. Control C, and we'll just run along and hit Control V on this. By the way, if you're playing Satisfactory, I haven't said this in a while, but if you're playing Satisfactory with Boosteroid on a computer that is using an internet browser, the best browser to go with is Opera GX. And the reason this is because Opera GX has the availability to customize the hotkeys that the browser uses. You can change them, you can disable them completely if you don't need them, anything like that. Because Control does a lot of stuff in browsers, and all the like Google Chrome and Firefox or Mozilla Firefox browsers, the reason they don't work properly with Boosteroid, one constructor here, is because of their hotkeys. The hotkeys are not editable, and they're not, you can't even disable them either, which is kind of sad. So the problem I would always run into in my earlier stages using Boosteroid with browser was I would constantly accidentally close out windows, close tabs, because games that use the control key, it's kind of a niche problem, I get it, because, not everybody using Boosteroid is going to be using control, the control hotkeys and stuff like that. So, I get it. But at the same time, I'm just like, it's kind of sucks that you can't edit that stuff, It was always annoying, because I had to be very, very cautious of what keys I used. But now that I've got, now that I'm using it on Opera GX, it's so much easier, because I just disabled the close window and close tab functions, so it wasn't because you don't really need those hotkeys anyway, in my opinion. But if you do need them, you can change them as well. So, and of course, yeah, we could change the keys in game, but when you play almost or when you play pretty much 2,400 hours of a game, it's really hard to retrain your mind to use different keys. That is, it's very, very hard at that stage. And it's like quitting smoking. Probably not anywhere near as hard, the willpower, but still, it was quite crazy. So, yeah, like I said, if you're going to be using it with the browser, I would recommend Opera GX. That is one of the best ones. Plus, you can control how much resources Opera GX is actually using when it comes to the internet. So, which is a really nice feature. So, and this is not an ad for Opera GX in any means, but it is a very useful browser, I will say that. Okay, so there. That's the one that I use anyway. At least they fixed the escape key, because a lot of games use the escape key to navigate menus, to exit menus, to cancel stuff, using the escape key, and they changed it. It's still escape, or you can also change it entirely still, but yeah, now it's a long press so that you're not exiting out of full screen mode either. So glad Boosteroid fixed that. That change was one of the best changes they could have ever done to using the browser itself. I like using the browser because I've always had trouble with applications on Windows when it comes to applications using the internet on Windows. Because Windows automatically, any application that isn't Windows certified or whatever the heck, built by Windows essentially, any application, if that application uses internet, it is severely reduced. And yeah, there's ways to do it, but man, you need to, some of those applications, if you want to control how much internet and stuff like that them applications use, if they don't have a feature built in, and even then it's still not great, but if they don't have a feature built in, you got to go into like registry and all that. It's not worth the risk, I would say. Definitely not. So it's just like, yeah. I just like using the browser instead, but that's just because I use it on. I'm using a computer, which you don't have to do. It's what I've got, okay? I seriously doubt my phone's gonna be able to do that. My phone is a cheapo Walmart brand phone, because I don't use it for anything else. I use it to make phone calls. So I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it? I'm not into the whole, smartphone craze of getting the best smartphone on the market. So that's not for me. Not saying that that's a bad thing that anybody does that. I'm just saying it's not for me. It's not my cup of tea. I hope that. Oh man, that is not gonna work. Okay, hold on. We got to do a bit of jiggering here. Actually, we might be able to. No, we'd need to be on the same grid. Ugh. Man. Actually, you know what? Let's do it this way. I got it. Let's do it this way. So we'll go this way, and we'll have to change the splitter around. And we'll have to change that one around too, but let's do it this way. That's probably better for the manifold system anyway. Yeah, and the other thing I'm going to make a point of doing in 1.0 is using the blueprints. I need to get on to using those damn blueprints. There we go. Let's connect all of this. Oops. Back. I missed that one completely, didn't I? Also, I'm going to throw in, you can have that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, yep, that machine is full. I'll move on to the next machine. Let that one get full. Come on, get full. That's full. There's that one. Yeah, they're going to take a minute to get full, so just got to give them a minute. Especially because this one's getting even less per minute, you know. But I suppose after those factories get fully smelted, whatnot, they'll be all right. But yeah, I'm gonna get the rest of this belted through so we can start making wire, and then we'll move on to putting it in storage, as well as some of it getting put into cable and getting it connected to line. So let me get this all belted up first, though. Alright, so now that that is completed, we've got all of the wiring bits. As you can see, each one of these smelters is tagged to 2 machines here. Very nice. I decided to do more splitters, just in case, you know, I'd ever want to change this up somehow. At least some of the infrastructure would be there. But alright, so next thing is I did move all of the stators back over here into this box so that the motors could continue making, because motors are being used for other things. So, you know, decided to put the stators into that box since that was done. Alright, getting wire over here is going to be a pain in the butt. Yeah, I almost feel bad because now I'm gonna have to probably use the bus in order to get the wire over there. But first, the next thing is to figure out how much, because we know how much wire we need, which we've got that covered. We needed 200. I need to figure out how much cable I'm going to need in order to make this run correctly. So now that we have the number of stators we need, way more than the number of stators we need, now let's do cable. So we need 80 there. And 80 there, so 160. Ooh, jeez, 160 cable per minute, which is this empty belt here, which goes this way. Just making sure it doesn't split off anywhere else. Yeah, I don't see it splitting off anywhere else. Okay, so it goes through here. Oh, no, it does go through. Okay, so we got 80 per minute there. We got 160. Let's tuck that in here so that it'll stay. Then we need to follow this cable line wherever it goes. It goes to computers, doesn't it? Or wait, does it go here? No, that's automated wiring. So there's the cable line right there. It was something over here. Definitely heavy modular frames, so it's going to be computers. Yeah, here we go. Computers. So computers are also out of cable, so 22.5 on that. So 160 plus 22.5. Oops. So 182. 82.5. Right. We're going to be producing more than that, but I just needed to get a handle on how much cable we were going to need to make. Basically how many machines. So basically we just need, we need more constructors. We don't need any more assemblers. Just more constructors. Alright, so this one's doing 75 wire per minute, so that's we're going to need to keep an eye out for. So, okay, how much cable does this make per minute? Makes 30 cable per minute. Let's max it out. 75 cable per minute. Alright, and we need 182, so... Alright, how many machines is that going to be? So, divided by 75. Divided by 75. Alright, so 3, so 2.4, 3 machines. Alright. So 3 machines making cable. Control C, Control V, and Control V. Whoops. I hit Control C at the same time I hit Control V, so it copied nothing, then pasted nothing. Alright, so that one's all set. Alright, so if we take 75 times 3, that is 225. So yeah, that'll be good. And yeah, we're going to need to expand this one more foundation. And that'll be it though, because there is a truck that comes through. There's trucks that come through here. We need to make sure we don't block them off. So we may have to stick around for just a minute. So yeah, 2. Yeah, we didn't need that. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna have to wait around for one of these trucks, I think. Well, I mean, we'll keep building it. Hopefully a truck will come by and we'll notice it. Okay, so more power. I'm out of wire. Oops. Oh, right, I was putting wire in these machines so it'd back up. So that we had less to carry around right here. Can't quite pick that all up, so. Yeah, I put it right up against that leg. Okay, so we get that connected. There, and that's not connected there. Now we have power. Okay, how much wire do we need? 150, 300, 450, and we're doing what? What are we doing right now? I always forget. 480, so we're doing just enough. Okay, cool. Alright, so this one's going to be a little bit interesting. Yeah, going to be a little bit interesting, I think. Or should we put these factories on the other end? Yeah, if we put them on the other end, then we can definitely use the extra space over here. Okay, yeah, I'd be okay with that. Any of those trucks come back yet? Man, they're so slow. I need to remove those 2 little tractors and put a bigger truck on that, I think. So yeah, we'll put them on this end instead. Because I need to have a little bit extra room, so we're going to go one more foundation forward. Okay, we can definitely use this extra foundation space over here. Because unfortunately I can't see the path. There's no way for me to be able to see that. I'm just hoping this doesn't get in the way. Jeez, yeah, them tractors do take a while, don't they? It's because they have to make the rounds to the steel factory, too. Yeah, I might have to end up re-recording the path. Because now that we've kind of freed that up a little bit, we can then drive through there instead of doing this little weird whoop-de-doo thing that we're doing. No, I'll think about it. Nah. Thanks, Spike. Yeah, I actually wanted one more foundation even. We'll remove these. Good thing I didn't get them going yet. And this power. We'll take power from the other side. Oh, cool. Okay, cool. I'm quite happy with that. I was prepared to start moving foundations. But no, it's quite happy with that right now, so good. So yeah, then we'll have to reset these back to cable. Get them overclocked. I'm gonna have to go out and get some more of these. Speaking of, I'm not gonna say it, but power shards are related to that video, by the way, so definitely give it a watch. Which I'm quite happy about. I'm like, yes, please, give me, I needs, I wants, I needs. Alright. Okay. Yeah, so we'll pull some power from over there. Every now and again we get those little lag spikes of my internet. So. Alright, all of those have power. So now all we gotta do is belt it all up. And I'm gonna belt up the wire as well. And then we'll work on finishing this factory, getting the wire and the cable where it needs to go. Alright, let's do it. Let's go. And as the sun rises, go ahead and get this finished up. So I got all the wire hooked up, going over to there. We're not making stators yet, I haven't got it fully done, but all the wire is, this one's being merged that way. And then over here is the container for the wire, and I decided to stick the container for the cable over here as well. So they're both, they're both relatively in the same spot. I'm going to take a stack of cable, by the way, too. But most of the wire is being moved over here. Now these machines is they are exact numbers right now for making cable. I needed 6 wire machines in order to make the amount of cable I needed. The belt is just slightly faster, obviously. So it's not moving 100% of the time, but it is moving pretty damn fast. Now, unfortunately, we can't have any more wire machines because we're at our limit as far as what we can produce. But these 2 machines on the end here, the 2 last ones, since I needed exactly 6 for the cable, we only had 2 left, which these ones are only doing 75 per minute. So that's 150. That is 50 wires shy of what we're actually doing. So we're actually not producing enough wire over here. However, that is okay, because once the cable box gets filled back up, you know, and whatnot. The stator box is not going to be going full time either. We're actually making slightly more cable than we need. If you remember, we needed 182.5, and we got 75 times the. Whoops, that's the screenshot button. 75 times 3. There we go. I went to hit the delete key and I hit the F12 key at the same time. Fat fingered the F12 key. But yeah, we're making 225 and we needed 182. So we're making more cable than we need, but we needed to make that because we're going to need cable for other things. We're just not making. We're making slightly not enough wire, but however, once this cable box gets full, then it'll be fine. So, yeah. So the other thing I need to do is I need to take all of the wire from over here. I'll just take a couple trips because we didn't have much left to begin with. Yeah, 2 trips ought to do it, I think. I'll fill up this box full of wire. As you can see, we're actually making slightly more wire than we need right now because the other machine isn't hooked up, which is actually a good thing. So we'll grab the rest of this and then grab that. Okay. Ooh. Almost went too fast there. Cool. Alright, there's all the wire, and that box is completely picked up now. Very good, very good. So let's finish getting this hooked up. Shouldn't take much more. Just need to put in the supports here. Very good. And I have a new route for the cable to go as well. To get hooked up to this main line. So I'm kind of using this little bus line we got going through there with that's got the steel pipes and the steel beams on it. I'm going to use that to our advantage here. Okay. So we need to get ourselves over here. 1, 2. Then we can go there. And then there. And then there. Okay, so from here we need to raise up to that height. From this height here. So that one lift should take care of that. Yep. Get rid of this one entirely. Don't need that. Alright. And that'll connect to there. Okay. And that should go right to there. Ah! I thought I had landed on the lift. Ah! Why? Can't control my damn jetpack. For some reason. Some idiot. Oh, we need to grab a stack of wire, by the way. We put all of our wire in here, and I need a bit of that. I need a bit of that, actually. And I always like to have 2 stacks of cable on me at all times. At the least. Oops. Okay, we do have sort my inventory here. There we go. Okay, so yeah, our wire and our cable will come through here. The wire is going to go here, and then it's going to go down to here, and then straight across. 1, 2. Alright, and now we're making stators. And because, real quickly, because the wire stacks up to 500, I'm going to go grab a couple stacks here. We'll grab 500 and then we'll grab an extra 100 and some. Because they stack to 500, it's going to take them forever to back up. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill them both up right now. Okay. And we're going to be temporarily eating, or temporarily using more wire than we can make. But that's okay. Oops, wrong box. Okay, you can have the remainder. I'll take 500. Alright. And that's also why I got it coming out of the main storage box over here and then merging with this line, since this line is only 150. That'll add that extra 50 in there as well if the cable isn't using it. Well, the cable is using it, but we're not. If I would have came off of this merger here and then tried to connect it in, we would have ran into issues. Because it would have, one, it would have only added it, wouldn't have added the extra 50 we needed. Plus, two, it would have tried to drain that belt completely because it wouldn't have been enough, and then our cables would suffer. So we're pulling off our brand new line because the box's input and output is only limited by what your belts can do and the two ports. So yeah, that's completely fine. Yeah, cable is going to continue from here. Connect to this. Connect to this. Thank you. Okay. And it's going to make its way over to this line. Oh, let's get it to here first. Yep. Like how the belts are weaving in and out of each other. It's a spaghetti mess. Okay. So then we got to make it meet up with this here. I wonder, since that's on a foundation now, can we... Can we maneuver some of this? Get it a little more lined up than it was, or than it is. Oops. The heck was that? Okay, and the cable can come down. What we'll do is we'll take those stators. Ah! There's no room to work. I can't see a freaking thing, man. Okay. So stators can go. Actually, you know what? Just remove that entirely. We won't do that. Okay. So yeah, we'll have to reconnect the stators back up. That's all right. Alright. That'll go there. Okay. Now we need to get this cable line out of here. Get it to where we can hook it up. Yeah. We'll just run it along the ground. Actually, I have a plan. Yeah, I think this will work. We'll get rid of this, and then we'll do it this way. that too high? That might have been too high. Ah, it's a little too close, too. Or, sorry, too low. That was too low. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to remove this and this. Because we had it there. Right? No. It's hard to tell. Tell you, man. It's like it's hard to get the height correct. That goes right on in. Okay. Cool. That's better. And then it'll dive down. Get down here. Oh, we connected it to the... Ah! Crap. Yeah. I should have looked at the bottom portion of that. Just smack that concrete. Yeah, it needs to go one in. Needs to go right up against this. Oh, right there. That's the same spot. Yep. Yeah, same height too. Yep, good. Okay. Now I can connect on in. And there goes our cable. Yep. It's going to take a little bit for that cable to get everywhere, but we can help that out by maxing out these machines with cable. Because we can always go grab more. It'll be faster for the system to fully fill up here. And we're completely out of automated wiring, so I don't know if we're ever going to catch up with the automated wiring. I guess unless the automated wiring fully, unless the machine fully fills up all the way to the end. There we go. Sadly, I don't think we made. Did we make enough of these before? So that's here we go. This machine here. Did we make enough before we ran out of automated wiring entirely? We did. We made enough to finish phase 3. Good. That'll be a good end to this video as well. How we doing on stators? Okay. I need to throw away some stators. Let's go grab some cable real quick, and we'll throw away these stators, and then we'll put the adaptive control units in and complete phase 3. Yay! We can complete phase 3. Holy crap! Yeah, 2 stacks of cable. Yeah, you can see the cable line is fully maxed out. Good. Das is good. Alrighty. Yeah, we don't need 2 stacks. 1 stack of stators is good enough for when we want to build something. So always carry them around with me. Is there anything in this? Okay. All right, let's go through the adaptive control units, and then we'll end this video. I think we're out of time anyway, pretty much, or we're done past time actually. we always go over an hour. I know it's going to be an hour and a half video. It's just yeah, whatever. Anyway, so let's go ahead and throw these in. I could throw them in anywhere, but I'm just going to throw them in the front here, and then we can send it off to complete phase 3. Heck yes. Alright, let's seal it. Heck yes. Let's go. Send it. Send it. Phase 3 done. Off she goes. Bye. Sending that crap up to space. Heck yes. Alrighty, that's awesome. So now we're into phase 4. Look at our phase 4, by the way. Look how complicated. So I believe it's assembly directory systems, gravity control units, or something similar to that. We almost got ran over. We got rocket components, or it's thruster components, or thrusters, or something like that. Anyway, something to do with thrusters. And then nuclear pasta, my favorite, because it is delicious. It is the most delicious item on that list, and we need 1,000 of them. This is because phase 4 is the ending of the game, by the way. When we complete phase 4, we complete the game. However, that's not going to happen because we're nowhere near. That's completing all that is another 100 hours at the very least, because we're not doing a speed run or anything like that. So, and 1.0 is going to come out, but this will be a test. To see how much they've lowered down, because they're going to change the numbers for phase 4, because phase 4 will no longer be the end of the game. However, that'll be awesome. I can't wait for 1.0 to come out. So now we've oops. The other thing is we've unlocked a whole new set of tiers for phase 4. Whole new set of tiers and technology we can unlock with our tier tree here. So if we go into this, we've now into tier 7 and tier 8. So bauxite for refinement, logistics Mark 5, which gets us into bauxite refinement, gets us into aluminum, as well as quartz, using quartz and bauxite, which gets us into aluminum scrap, alumina solution, and yada yada yada, all the crazy stuff, which also unlocks us the blender. Then for Mark 5 belts, we need the aluminum sheets, which that one unlocks that, so that'll be the first thing. And then we've also got the hazmat suit, which allows us to go near uranium, so that we can do nuclear power, as well as the nuclear pasta stuff. And we've also got our aeronautical engineering, which unlocks drones, so transporting materials at very quickly high speeds across the map, but only carrying, I think they only have 9 slots or something like that. Is very little. Then we also got the hover pack, which allows us to hover around with electricity. If electricity nearby, we can just sit there and hover. We don't have to waste fuel. And then tier 8, which gets us into nuclear power, advanced aluminum production, which gives us nitrogen gas, as well as using like water wells and stuff like that because we need nitrogen. We need nitrogen gas for like the heat sinks and cooling systems. Certain stuff like that. And then leading edge production, which will get us the turbo motors and the thermal propulsion rocket that'll unlock being able to craft that, as well as the Mark III miner. And then particle enrichment, which is the nitric acid and the plutonium cell. So basically we can, which also unlocks nuclear pasta in the particle accelerator. So basically, when we produce nuclear power that produces waste, we can take that waste and we can use it and turn it into the non-fissile uranium and the encased uranium and the encased plutonium cells, making plutonium, and then the plutonium for us, and then feed that back into our factory as well for even more power. But anyway, bauxite refinement, that is the next section, which is the stuff we are already making, which is the computers, the heavy modular frames, the motors, and the rubber. We have all that, but we're going to unlock that next time, I think, for bauxite refinement. Now, this is where the game gets really complicated, but also it gets really awesome as well. But yeah, we've completely redone our wire and our cable factory, so it is looking pretty damn good. But that is going to be it. Like I said, for this episode of Satisfactory on the Boosteroid platform. Whoops, hold on. I forgot to... I took a screenshot early and I forgot to turn back on the statistics for the internet. There we go. So that tells you my bit rate and all that. Latency and all that stuff. Since we're going through the browser there. But like I said, that is going to be it for this episode of Satisfactory. So I do hope you enjoyed, and just as a quick little reminder, there is a link down in the description below should you wish to get a subscription to Boosteroid to play any PC game on pretty much any device, through Boosteroid. There's a link down in the description that will help you do that. And if you decide to use that link, I do thank you because you do help out the channel. But like I said, that is going to be it. And once again, hopefully you all had yourselves a great weekend. And I also hope you enjoyed. Oh, and before you go, I would like to give a huge shout out and thank you to all of the investors you can see here. Seriously, thank you. You guys are awesome. It is much appreciated. And until next time, I guess it's a goodbye.